The only job the greenhouse structure is doing is to hold the plastic. It has no other job. You spend 90% money on buying the structure. You try to save that extra 1% in choosing the right kind of plastic. So don't make that mistake. You have to choose the right kind of covering for your structure because you have already spent all the money on the structure. Plastic is a very small part. I am saying it is neither the pipe is better nor the C channel is better. It's a matter of structural designing. If you go for the options of the greenhouse film, there is UV stabilization, light transmission, diffusion, UV blocking, anti-sulfur, thermic, anti-drip, anti-mist, anti-dust, then monolayer, 3-layer, 5-layer, and you are confused. Next, light diffusion. Where you should use diffuse light, where you should use clear light, it's a question. When you are in an area where the light is already low, you use a clear plastic. If you are in Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Bangalore or anywhere else, where you are growing a crop which has got many leaves. I showed you the example of tomato, roses, cucumber, all these have big leaves. If you use a direct film, a clear film, it will form the shadow on the lower leaves. So as you go down, there is no photosynthesis. So you have to use a diffuse plastic there. You understand the difference between diffuse and clear? If you don't understand, this is the difference. Bulb light is a clear light and tube light is a diffuse light. Under the diffuse light, you don't see shadow. So this is a diffuse light. If I go out and stand out in the sun, that's a clear light. So under the crop, where we have higher leaf area or more leaves, we have to use a diffuse plastic. Clear, two property covered. So this is what happens. Under the clear film, the light is coming directly, you have the shadow formation. In the diffuse film, the minute the light touches the plastic, it gets scattered. And once it gets scattered, it sends the light in all layers of leaf. And then the photosynthesis increases. My first victim of diffuse film is here. Ravi and Naidu, can you please identify yourself? You used to use a clear plastic before and you changed to diffuse plastic. So he was the first person who validated the theory that actually diffuse plastic you get more photosynthesis, hence higher production.
I think your efforts were kind of diluted because we were still in our infancy of growing roses.
Right.
You trying to convince Najib or Ravi or Naidu were futile because we were still at the beginning of the learning curve.
No, I'm just telling the difference experience.
Exactly, yeah, they should be able to tell you. But yes. Everybody is convinced that diffuse film is the film for roses.
Right. So it took some time. Basically, what I want to say you here is that it took some time before actually people started realizing that diffuse film is good for the crop where you have higher leaf area.
Yeah, roses need to have a lot of leaf area, and I'll be talking about it tomorrow. So diffuse film is the best.
Third important thing is the UV blocking. UV blocking is essentially different than UV stabilization. UV stabilization is not for the life of the plastic. UV blocking is not allowing the ultraviolet to come inside the greenhouse. UV blocking is not allowing the UV, and this is necessary for insect control. This is necessary for blackening, preventing the blackening of rose petals. Now this is the small data that is available. Aphids attack is 100 times less, whitefly is 10 times less, and thrips is 10 times less under the UV blocking film. There is a lot of literature available on the internet on the UV blocking property. You can Google it and you can have a lot of literature available. UV stabilizer is for the life of the plastic. UV blocking is for not allowing the UV to come inside. Okay, so this has an effect on, I explained you this UV blocking and while talking about Optinet. So this has the same effect in the greenhouse film also. The advantage is reduction of botrytis, reduction of activities of thrips and whiteflies, reducing viral activity, and prevent blackening of rose petals. These are the 4 different advantages of UV blocking. Now you see here, this is the film roses under the normal UV blocking plastic, and this is under the Nectarina. So you need to have a special kind of plastic for a bicolor. Last is anti-sulfur film. Anti-sulfur film is when you spray chemicals, certain halogen family tends to react with the plastic. So anti-sulfur film will hold up to the plastic until 1500 ppm. ppm is part per million of chemical spray. So this is essentially a good property to have. It doesn't cost anything extra, but is good many a times for roses especially. It is very necessary. Thermic property, really we have too much of heat, so we don't need it. Thermic is the same radiation, IR radiation we talked about. It is the radiation which is retained inside the greenhouse. So we don't really talk about thermic property here, but wherever the night temperature goes below 10 or 12, then you need to have a thermic film. If you get inside the greenhouse and you see there is a droplets inside the greenhouse, then you need to have a thermic film and plus that anti-drip film. So this is the anti-drip property. Anti-drip film will not allow this kind of drops to be formed. It means it will form a water film and it will let the light pass through. Otherwise, if you have the droplets like this in winter, in places like Haryana and North India where the cold is very severe, till about 12 to 1 o'clock you will not have any light entering. Almost 50% of the transmission will be blocked because of this droplet. So anti-drip property is a very, very important property. You see what happens? Light coming, getting out. And it can also cause the lens effect and cause the burning. And plus the water droplet falling on the leaves, it can cause the fungal diseases. But to understand what happens, the anti-drip property, how it is done. If you have taken shower, I am sure everybody has taken shower sometime in life. If ever soap has fallen off your hand, and you will see that around the soap you will see there is a clean area, there is no water in that area because it is surface tension increases. So on the inner layer of plastic, we add surfactant, which will not allow the water to stay in drop. It will make a film of it. So that is how it is achieved. But this is not a permanent property. It lasts for 1 year, 2 years. Okay, so this is the anti-drip property. Anti-drip may not be very relevant for Bangalore and not be very relevant for Hyderabad also, but many of the films we have just made it as a standard feature. So this is the normal film. You have the water droplet coming, creating the fungal diseases. In an anti-drip film, you have the film of water, which will allow the sunlight and you have more light. When the film of water is moving, then the moisture from the air goes on the free surface of the plastic. You understand? This film is always moving. So there is a moisture in the air which goes onto the plastic and then again it moves. So the moisture from the air is constantly drained. But in this scenario, my film is very strong, anti-drip is very strong, so no water is moving. So all the water stays on the air, all the vapor stays in the air, and that is anti-mist. So we have to make a little bit of weaker film, weaker anti-drip in order to achieve anti-mist. So anti-dust, this is the last of the property. Anti-dust is very granite. If you have a kitchen granite, you can clean it very easily. When you have a rough surface, you cannot clean it very easily. So during the manufacturing process of a 5-layer machine, the outer layer is made very, very smooth. And because of the smoothness and anti-static property, the dust does not accumulate on the outer side of the plastic. And this will allow more light to come. But there is one thing to be noted, anti-dust does not mean dust will not come at all. It will get cleaned easily. So you should, by practice, clean your plastic once in a while. So if you summarize the 5-layer plastic, anti-drip on the inner side, anti-dust on the outer side, the rest of the property on different layers. Now so far, there are very few manufacturers of a 5-layer technology, of course Ginegar being the first one. These are the different, this is a machine from Badnera and most expensive machine probably on the plastic extrusion. But let's not get into that manufacturing. But it's very important when you buy a plastic with property, you should place it right. In your house, the watchman has to give duty on the gate and you have to sleep inside. It cannot be opposite. If you buy a film with anti-drip and anti-dust and put it ulta, none of them is working. And you said, sir, I am not getting drip, anti-drip effect, I am not getting lot of dust, what to do? We go and check, we say film is ulta. So please note, this is, you are not doing. The owner should be inside and a watchman has to be outside. Your anti-dust is the watchman. Cleaning the plastic once before the winter is very important because in India the light condition becomes low in winter. You must clean it either with a brush like this or you can tie shade net like this. And the difference of transmission is tremendous. We have experienced it personally in the Northeast. This is a farm of a Northeast chief minister. He never used to clean because they thought it's not necessary. Again, Anthurium farm. And even in Anthurium, you can see the difference between clean plastic and no, it will not, because the dust has to be physically removed with a soap. The sprinkler by itself will have less dust, but it will not go by itself because of the anti-static property. The last but not the least most important point, this is important for you to increase the life of the plastic. You can buy a plastic, which it doesn't matter which plastic you are buying, but you have to have a plastic painted from outside. If your greenhouse is not installed, you can paint it on the metal and paint it outside like this. This is a product called Solar Guard. It is a flexible paint. A flexible paint is like a film. It forms a film of the paint, so it will not flake off because of the wind. and this stays for 3 to 4 years. It does not get washed off, so it does not allow the infrared radiation to go onto the metal. It will keep the metal cool, and all the plastic damage happens because of the zinc migration to the plastic. You will see at the contact point the plastic becomes black. Before erection you can paint the metal as well as paint the plastic from outside. After installation, if your greenhouse is already up, do we have the sample of solar guard here? You are painting, see, in a strip. You are not painting everywhere. And UV stabilization anyway will not get affected. Like if you buy an umbrella and don't use it, it's not going to be affected. It's like you are adding additional layer where the UV is not getting through at all. Anyway, that is literature of solar guard is inside your bag, so you can study that. So this gives a enhanced life of the plastic. And this is to be applied with a roller brush. And if you can use some kind of reinforcement of 20 centimeter strip of plastic in between two trusses to give extra life. So there is a new film that we have introduced recently. It is called Drip Lock Cool. It has a 87% light transmission, light diffusion 77%. It is anti-drip and it is very suitable for the hot areas. So you can select this product. It's called Drip Lock Cool. Hailstorm. Okay, when you talk of a hailstorm, the strength of the plastic comes very relevant. There is a value called dart drop value. Dart drop value is when you drop a weight from a particular height and the plastic breaks. A normal plastic, it has a dart drop value of 600 grams. This plastic has a dart drop value of 1200 grams, so it takes care of the hail much better. But plastic is not hail resistant. You have to understand that this is a fact, but it will have lesser dent of the hail. Ideal height of the greenhouse depends on the location, but ideally in India the going trend is 6.4 meter, but now on the hotter area the gutter height is going up to 5 meters. Crop height is definitely one of the parameters. If you are going just dhania, then there is no point in having an 8 meter structure, but if you are going for tomato and capsicum, it is better to go for a higher structure. The higher you go, hotter you in area you are, better it is.